Here we are. It's Fact of the Matter Tuesday, and today, Tuesday the 17th of November. I had to have I had a quick glance there before I conclude it being a different day than it is. And of course, my guest is online already, but I will not bring you on as yet. What Alentin photography? I think that's the brother of my guest for today. Okay. Hey, my dear brother is on, but I'll bring you in a minute. In a minute. I want to say thank you once again to everyone that keeps joining this particular talk show every Tuesday. As we all know, Tuesdays are now officially Fact of the Matter Tuesdays. Not just any Tuesday, but Fact of the Matter Tuesdays. Yes, because we talk about life. Excuse me, I'm just adjusting myself there. I bring different people on, and so far, to the glory of God, they've all been sharing with us life changing, transforming messages, their testimonies, and what they have to, when they kind of lay out their lives to us and they share the principles that have kept them all this while, their experiences that some of them, it's like as far removed from where they are now. It's been good. It's been encouraging. It's been great. I want to thank all those who keep coming back to watch, and I'm sure I'm going to be having many of them joining as I just have the bishop, the pope of all popes, general overseer of the apostolic mission of the whole wide world. He doesn't like to show off, Reverend Dr. Pope Temi T. Please forgive my short introduction. I did not mean to be rude. Let me wait back at you so you can but I'll make it up to you. I'll bring my burnt offering of sorts. But you know what? It's going to be great today because we're going all the way to Ireland this time around to speak with this wonderful friend and brother. Listen, his autobiography is filled with all sorts. Let me see if I can read a bit. He's a founder and music director of the African Gospel Choir in Dublin. He was a member of the famous Oleku band, an Afrobeat high life band based in Ireland, and he now performs under the name Adeniyi Allen-Taylor and his Afro beat orchestra. I've been there. He's invited me time and again, and oh my goodness, it's the experience is so surreal. It's so amazing. He's a gifted and talented musician. In fact, I think I sort of underplayed exactly his caliber and what he does, because I said he's an accomplished saxophonist and keyboardist. Actually, he plays the keyboard, drums, guitars, percussion, and the saxophone. Now I keep getting all these people who are so talented. They come on the show and they have so many musical instruments that they play, and I play mine too. There's nobody that has beaten me on the tambourine and clap. No, I'm the best clapper in the world and tambourine, maybe even shakere. But anyway, listen, let me bring him on because we're gonna have a great time talking about life. There you are, sir. I'm about to bring you go through, and I'm sure you have a lot that you'll be able to share with us today to encourage all of us, and let's know more about you. And ladies and gentlemen, here is oh sorry, I'm covering my camera lens. My wonderful brother and friend Adeniyi Allen-Taylor, all the way from Ireland. How are you?
I'm good, brother. How are you doing?
I'm doing great by the grace of God. I'm doing well. Hold on, your cheeks have you've put on a bit more meat since the last time I saw you. What's your wife been doing to you?
I'll say thanks to COVID. We've been stuck in the house exercising every day.
Oh my goodness, oh my god. But you guys are not under lockdown again now, are you?
Yeah, we are in level 5. So it's only
Oh
essential work
yeah.
manufacturers that.
Oh my. Oh wow. Right. Okay. All right. Maybe I need to follow closely more what's happening over there than I have. Actually, I was following just over the last couple of weeks. I've been pulled aside back to something else. So level 5. It's only
Yeah.
essential workers and police and fire.
working
Yeah.
in manufacturing industries, and yeah.
Wow. So you all just been at home eating a pancake and custard or something like that.
Something like that. I haven't been at home myself because I've been out working as well. But yes,
Wow.
if there's nowhere to go, you.
Interesting. Interesting. I think, thankfully, the first lockdown, it came to an end the time it did because it was driving a lot of people kind of off the rockers, like they say here. People were not, I mean, people who are used to living their lives outside, all of a sudden they have to stay inside 24 hours every day, apart from when they maybe go for a walk or get some exercise, and they don't do exercise. Well, they do, but some of them don't. And they were only too happy to be able to go out and like exhale. And now we're in another lockdown, which is kind of better than fairer than what we had before. So I hear you. I hear you. But I hope over there people have not emptied the shelves like they did back here at the early onset.
No, no. At the beginning, yes, people were in a panic and they bought a lot, but after a few weeks and they know this thing is not going anywhere,
Oh my
there's
goodness.
so much you can spend, and if you have a
Wow.
job, that's what you can spend as well. So if you're sitting at home and on maybe COVID payments,
Yeah.
there's so much you can buy.
It's oh wow. Wow. Well, it's all good. It's all good. Well, listen, we're gonna have a great time talking about life ministry and everything around it. This is a very jovial and funny kind of talk show, but also interesting, which I know you have a wealth of experience to share with us. Before we even crack on with this, let me tell you. Oh, have I zoomed? What have I done to myself?
They're just
Okay.
trying to make yourself look better. I didn't say that.
Actually, actually, I was trying to scroll up and down to see the people that I have there. I think I see at least two people on here that have been my guests in previous times. Let me just acknowledge them very quickly. The wonderful Temiti, I've mentioned his name. I have Kende Temi, who's always a wonderful sister, always joining in. Thank you. I have Temi Adioti. Um, Maybe this is your first time joining us, but welcome. Tulu Adexo, Soppy Music, Official FL. That's a wonderful young, vibrant worship leader here in the UK. She also has her own show. So for her to watch mine, it means I'm doing something. I have her approval. And then Mr. A. Olusegun joined in. Thank you. He said hello. Hello, everyone. Right. So let's crack it. Let's crack on with this. Your background. I've read your biography. Your background. What was your childhood like? Are you an only child? Are you the last born? Are you the firstborn? Were you the spoiled one? Were you the most disciplined? Well, come on, tell us.
Okay, I'm the last of four. I'll say I'm the baby of the house, you know.
Okay.
So I'll say I'm the pampered one. Let me put it that way.
Pampered one. Okay.
Um, my dad was an artist in is late now, blessed memory, died in 2009. So
Okay.
he was an artist in the university, and my mom worked as a secretary in University College Hospital in UCH Ibadan, while my dad worked in UI. So
Okay. Right.
my my first encounter with let me say eye to eye or face to face with a straight piano was in my father's office, my dad's office in the University of Ibadan. And
Right.
when it picks me from school, because they don't close early, it takes me to the office and I just stay for another maybe an hour before we drive home.
Right. Right.
The first time I came to the office, I saw a straight standing piano. I don't know what happened. They just moved it there, maybe to be stored temporarily or something. So
Right. Okay.
see wonders of God in here. Maybe I was around maybe 7, 8 year old then. Seriously, I
Okay.
knew nothing about music, really.
Okay.
I just went there and I was just diving and putting my hands on it
And
and
just
making.
tinkering on it, however. Interesting.
So that's actually my first encounter with music anyway.
Right. With music. Okay, but you say your dad was a artist. How do you mean an artist? As in?
He's a graphic artist. He's a lecturer and was a graphic artist. He was a sculptor as well. He did a lot of paintings and carvings for big churches in Nigeria.
Wow.
Center of the Methodist churches, he did their carvings on the door and
Wow.
sculpture. He did those glass things that you see at the back and you see Jesus on it. I forgotten
Yeah,
what they call them.
stained glass.
Yeah, he
Wow.
did.
Now that's a very unique profession, you know. I don't think I've ever met anyone who does that, who studied to do that. But there are not that many of them around in the world. So that means your dad must have been very unique. He must have been a very highly wanted man. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, I would say yes. He was when he was alive,
I can
and
imagine.
I'm thankful to God that He passed on the gift. Although I don't use it, He passed on the gift
Okay.
to all of us would be able to draw, carve, sculpt, paint.
Wow.
I don't. None of us took after him, unfortunately, but we
You decided to follow the differential. But having said that, I think the artistic, I think you sort of have it in you because I know one of your brothers, he's a photographer. I think he's on right now, he's watching right now. He's actually a photographer. I think he still is into photography.
yeah, maybe that's the closest we ever came to it.
Maybe it's the next level up in the same genre as it were. It's the next level up.
Instead of drawing with the brush or the paint or carving, maybe he's
Right.
using the
There you go. Smart guy. Right. So, was it a Christian background already, or was there a conversion to Christianity along the way?
Yeah, we came from Christian background, and my parents attended St. Anne's Church in Molete, Ibadan. So we came from an Anglican background.
Okay.
I remember going to church, running away from Sunday school. I was not the best, I ran or borrow 10 kobo or 5 kobo and buy ice cream on the road and get me back inside or say my brothers after me. So I would tell you, I won't say I was really, I knew Jesus. Only Jesus knew me.
That's a very familiar story. A familiar story. Wow. In fact, I had a guest. You probably know her, my wonderful sister Shola. She, her background, it was into idol worship. Can you believe she was into idol worship before coming into Christianity and now a minister of the gospel in songs, leading people in worship? Like, listen, God must have a serious sense of humor because they watch all these people doing also. And if I can say it in a Yoruba, with a Yoruba kind of perspective, God must have said, "I said, oh my, oh, more about me. I'll wait here patiently for you." But wow, interesting. Oh wow, that's cool. So, and you grew up, schooled and lived most of your young life in Ibadan, in the Ibadan area.
I attended staff school Ibadan, and then I went to government college Ibadan as well,
Okay,
um, all in Ibadan. Then I went to federal school in Ibadan. I
right.
did mech engineering before. I didn't finish it before
Mechanical
God.
engineering.
Yeah, before
Oh.
God told me, or before I told God. I don't know which one. I don't know which one. Before God told me, or maybe I told him
Somebody
that.
informed somebody anyway. Oh my goodness. Oh wow,
Yeah,
wow, wow. So where since that first time you saw the piano, how did
yeah.
it progress on to become something that you now that's become you, or at least something that you felt a strong urge towards that this is something I would love to do?
Okay, it's the first time I taught the piano, that something changed in me. Seriously, I didn't know what changed in me. Okay, I
Okay.
always go back there and I make noise. My dad tries not to bring me to the office anymore because of that.
Wow.
So I remember one day my second brother is a doctor now. He brought
Okay.
in he brought small pianos in Nigeria then. Even there wasn't much to do with electronic pianos because the technology started just coming into place.
Well,
But he
just
brought in
entering. Okay.
he brought in like a 2 octave key
Right. Okay.
piano. He brought it from a friend. I think maybe one of his friends traveled out, and maybe or the mommy traveled out and brought it as a gift or something like that. And he
Right.
borrowed it, borrow certain things. So he
Right.
brought it and he put some battery packs in it. So he brought it into the house, and I was just like, ah, can I have a hand of that? Let me just have a fiddle with it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
to my greatest discovery, I discovered two songs.
Right.
I could play it out, and it made sense. I was like, wow. Ah!
Wow. Oh my goodness.
From then on, that I noticed that I could actually finger something and turn into a song. I started trying more. You know, whenever he brings a piano, or whenever I see someone that has a small piano, or if I encounter a piano, I just try and see if I can play something out. So
Right.
that was just the initial idea of me getting a bit of songs. Then
Okay.
what? Um, I got invited to a church by my cousins. It's called Glad Tidings Assembly. It's in Olusanya,
Okay.
Ibadan. If
Yeah.
you do that properly, and
Yeah.
that's where Jesus met me, and I met Jesus. Okay, that's when I met Jesus. So
Wow.
maybe a month or two after that, um, the pastor, it was a very small local assembly, was saying, "Now we're looking for people to play the instrument, and we're looking for people to, to learn the piano." And I was like, "Ah, of course,
Why
yeah,
not? Yeah. Yeah.
I love to play and I love to learn."
Okay.
Then introduced me to the music director. Then his name is Chris Okon, and he, in Nigeria, then keyboard in a small assembly, it has to be under lock and key.
Yes.
they put a
Correct.
they put a padlock around it.
That's
There's
right.
no access the padlock except you know somebody that knows somebody.
Yeah.
So then I had a bicycle then. I had a BMX bicycle then that I used to, ride from my house to the church, and I go and meet there was a grandma there that likes me. I would say she loves me, So when
Okay.
I go to,
Okay.
and she's the one that has the key and the lock for the piano.
Right. Okay. So you
So
made the right connection.
yeah, I did the right connection. So whenever I go to her and I say, I've come to practice, she'll say, okay, go there and pick it.
Oh
So
wow.
I bring it out. I'll try and play as much as I can, just trying to,
Yeah.
get things in my head.
Yeah.
Then one of the days that the music director came to me, and he showed me tone, semitone, tone, semitone.
Yeah.
For those
That's
who
C major.
know that. All right. So showing me that, I know I could, find all the keys on the piano.
Right.
So that was
Right.
one of the turning points for me.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
like all the music that I've had in my head, now I could, relate to it in terms of, okay, now I know the major scale, which is do re mi fa sol la ti do,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
know how to, find the 12 keys on the piano.
Right.
So that actually changed my own view and my perspective to how I see the piano. So I
Wow.
was able to play more songs, and I was able to develop myself on all other keys as well. He showed me how
Right.
to harmonize, do for do, re for sol, mi for do, fa for fa, sol for.
Okay.
That's what it did for me,
Wow.
and I'm eternally grateful to him for that. Really, that's the only thing he showed me. But
Wow.
since
Wow.
then, that's transformed my music, and up to today, I would say I'm self-taught. On all other,
Almost.
I'm self-taught.
That's interesting. That's interesting. I think in the journey of most people, in the journey of their lives, there was that one or two, or maybe an event or somebody that stepped in and gave them a chance, that imparted something to them, that helped them carry on in a direction for which we now know them for. Um, I think for me, of course, it's my dad. Uh, both my parents were very musical. I'm not sure if you know, my mom passed away earlier this year, and we got back from the funeral in September. But
Yeah, you mentioned to me.
oh,
You mentioned when you came back when I
I
was
did.
chatting.
That's right. Yes, actually, yes. So it was a musical family, and the impartation from my parents. that we didn't know it was an impartation at the time. We just thought, well, we just a family that sings. 5 children, all of us we sing or we sang. My brother doesn't sing anymore, but he's the baddest bass player. I think I need to introduce you to him maybe sometime soon. One of the best bass players that you could ever come. My sisters, I have 3 sisters, all of them worship leaders in their respective churches. And but we didn't know. We just thought, But there's always somebody who gives you an opportunity. Somebody who maybe, could I say, believes in you and then allows you, which I can say in this case was that grandma that took a liking to you, and then especially the choir director who showed you something to start off with. And such is the way of life, really. Such is the way of life. Okay, let's move on up. Let's move on up. So in the year 2000, you
Yes.
relocated to the UK. I think it was Ireland to be precise. Did you ever
Yeah.
step over to England, or you just went straight to Ireland?
I just blew past, so, I just blew past like that. That just
Oh
yeah.
my goodness. Okay.
I just blew past. That was
You
just straight
just
away.
flew past. Okay, I hear you. So what was the reason for the move? You wanted to tell us, please.
Um, Actually, what happened was I wanted to come to the UK. I wanted to come to the UK to do something. Okay, and one of my cousins was based in Ireland. I was
Okay.
like inviting me that, hey, bros, come and see what's happening. And I just
Okay.
like I didn't even know where Ireland is. I don't even know what Ireland is all about. Maybe probably the best I've heard of Ireland was maybe Northern Ireland. That was the best that I had
Not
of.
an island. Okay.
And that's how my journey in Ireland started in year 2000.
Right. I see. I see. I see. Okay. You weren't married at the time, or did you have family at the time?
Very, very single. Very
You were.
single.
I like the way you put it. Very, very simple. So unattached.
Very much.
But you know what? I think when you came, according to your bio, you went in to study some more, and you had gained a qualification, and then from then you now focused exclusively on your music. And
Yes.
to date, I think you have 9 albums to your name, 9 gospel albums.
Seriously, I lost count, except I counted on the one, two, three, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you are thereabouts correct. Sometimes I lose count, sometimes myself.
I like that idea that I just release it. I don't count. I like that. But that is a feat of achievements. How did you achieve that? How is that possible?
The thing that happened to me, or let me say God, because when I started going into music, when I came to Ireland, there was a vision I have in my head that God gave me, that I see myself, and that came from me watching the likes of maybe the Ron Kennelly's,
Right,
uh, growing up in Nigeria, and
right,
I was just proud of what they do and how they hold large concerts. So when
right,
I came to Ireland and I did a bit of study and I said, oh yes, I want to face a music career.
right.
I wanted to get to that place, but I know that I can't get to that place in one day. So
Oh my gosh.
I started investing in myself. All right. The first investment I did in myself was to try and have a studio. Okay.
Okay.
You don't want to hear the first production of one, two, three, or four productions I did. If you hear them, you'll be like Jesus. Okay, but having, having a studio in the house or having a studio in the home, when the creativity comes and the idea flows, it's easy for me to be able to document them. All right.
Right.
So
Correct.
every idea that I get on my head, I document,
Right.
and that's what made me have so many albums up to today.
Right.
The reason why I'm doing the albums really, I know a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, you want to do an album to make it and to become popular and to become whatever, whatever." All
Yeah.
right. At the long run, we pray that that happens, you know.
Yeah.
But
So
one thing I've noticed is that, you know, everything that God gives you is for a purpose. You know, when you document it, it might not even be for your generation. It
right.
might be 100 someone picks it up and, you know, it changes a future generation.
Wow. Mm.
So that's why I put everything I can. Even for my concerts, everything I record them, I put them down. Because you
Right.
never know.
Right.
You
It's just
never know why, you know. And
that's
praise
true.
God, this is for this generation. Yeah, good.
Hey. Oh
So,
wow.
so
Wow.
like I said, that's why I went into music production, started, you know, producing myself. Apart
Okay.
from producing myself, it was expensive as well. Then the first album I did, which
Yeah.
I did, when I went to a studio, I spent almost 6,000 or 7,000 euros.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was a lot of money for me. And I was
Yeah.
thinking, if I want to get to where I'm going and I'm spending this 60,000 every 2 or 3 years, I might not get there. So I started taking back the money. Instead of taking the money to the studio, like I started buying little equipment and starting putting them together, putting them together, putting them together. Then when I started doing concerts as well, I said, okay, fine. People come to the concerts. Fine, you have 400 people, 300 people, 500 people, fantastic events. They leave the place for 2 days after they've forgotten about the whole event. You know,
Mm.
how can you make that, you know, memory last forever?
Yes. Yes.
Record
Yes.
it properly, all right? You get a
Right.
microphone, get a good camera in, record it,
Yeah.
you know. People can finish from the concert and say, okay, yes, 5 years down the line, I went to a concert 5 years ago and it was a blessing to me. Type it on
Yes.
Google or YouTube to
On
find the,
YouTube.
you know.
In, indeed. That I think that sounded like a plan, and it's a plan that's obviously working so well. Working so well. But before I move on, let me just acknowledge a few other people that have joined since quite a number have joined. Let me see. Oh wow. Let me see. I have to scroll all the way up here. Uh, gosh, I might not be able to mention everybody's name, but I see Mr. Olusegun. I see. I think I said hello already. And he said hello, bro. Alan. He said hello to you. Olajumoke Bami Dele OJB or something like that. Event spectacular. Thank you for joining. Nimsi Ajayi, Vic 64, Samuel Omotayo, Adetunji Ojomo. I hope I pronounced that well. Uh, Lobo Official, thank you. Timmy on point, thank you for joining us and being on point. Joel, I'm not sure if you're there or not, but that's a wonderful brother of mine. He's an amazing singer, and very humble guy. Ajala Kunle Eniola Eni Ola Itan, I think. Peculiar, thank you. Cecilia Olambe, man. Bro, you have fun. So all these people that I
People see from me. I've seen Charles, Esther. I
yeah.
don't think I have enough control of the screen, you know, but
Okay, no, I think yeah, that's them right there. I think that's what we have so far. So far. All right. So let me put this to you. It all sounds colorful and rosy and all that. What would you say have been your challenge or challenges in music industry?
there has been many challenges. You know, people will see the concert and be like, "Oh, fantastic!" And then they will take calculator and say 500, 200 times whatever the amount of the ticket is. You know, and just like
Yes,
brother, make your own money.
you don't blow.
Yeah, but I wish it could like that. But you know, firstly, the first challenge as a musician is even to be able to get people together. You have to have people skills to be able to put people together.
That's
I
right.
would say God has blessed me in that aspect. That as people that have played with me continue playing with me for many years. Okay, maybe those who have left because maybe you know they have to do other things or and they are not you know available
Available
to.
at the time. Right.
But God has blessed me in such a way that people that play with me, you know, like Sammy that plays bass for me has been playing bass since 2009, probably
Nine at the very beginning, yeah.
from the very beginning. And majority of the people that sing with me, like I say Esther, I call her my daughter now. She's been singing for with me for over 10 or 11 years. So
Wow.
like I'm blessed with people that, you know, when they come into my life and they just don't leave me, you know,
They
they just
don't
stay with
leave. That's brilliant.
continue. So that's the first challenge, because if you can't put people together, every time you have to restart and reset again.
Wow.
You have a concert or you have a vision, then you have to relate that vision back to them, to the new people.
Right.
Maybe they do it once, they go away, then you get another person, which every time almost pushes you back to the beginning. Even if it doesn't begin at the beginning. But if you have people that you have been blessed with, that stays with you, once you tell them with the vision, they run along with you. Anytime you call them, you know where they left it, and they carry and go out.
Of course.
So that's the first thing I say I'm blessed with people. The second one is to be able to generate an audience. It's particularly with in this part of the world. Let me put it in this European
part of the
everybody.
world.
Everybody has come to Fagu, if you know what that means. If I can,
of course.
I would say our generation and maybe the generation before us came to this country to work and make money
and get back out.
Get back out. Okay. So their interest and their focus is not music.
Absolutely, yeah.
Come to your concert, you are blessed. And if they come, they don't told you, I've come to the first one, don't invite me the second time. But we thank God that the generation coming after us, maybe born in Ireland or born in UK or living in Europe, their perspective is to music or to life is changed. They don't know any other place apart from this place. And they want to live their life. They want to, like their parents said, okay, when I was young too, I used to go to this concert, I used to go to this disco. So,
of course.
Although it's still difficult to get to them because they see people like me, like old school, like the old school, old school. So I'll say, challenge is to get people to be loyal to you, to have a fan base. That's another challenge. But one thing that I would say God has blessed me, I won't say it's because of my power or my might or how I can do it or I can sing or I can play. I won't say it definitely. But people have over the years seen the consistency and the passion. I said they see the passion and the consistency in me, and they know that okay, when this brother calls a concert, I will get value for what I'm going to say.
For what I'm going to watch. Yeah, that's it.
If you watch it, then he's gonna put effort into it. So that has helped me to be, to always have people come back again and invite their friends all over and all over and all over again. And people that don't come back again, people still replace them as well. So, but that's the other challenge is the money you put into.
Yeah.
that's a big challenge.
It's okay. I'll let you say it.
The truth is, concerts are not cheap, especially if you want to do them well. All right. One thing is you can't gather people. Even let's start from the band. You can't gather the band every year and say, well, they will say, bros, that God bless you. You are saying God bless you. I have to go to work. I'm working. Actually, I'm rostered to work on that day. And the day that maybe 150 pounds or 200 pounds, you should know that the God bless you is not working.
It's not.
If you are not paying them, a lot of money, just to be able to say, appreciate them, to cover the cost of this, cost of food and whatever, to just make them a bit comfortable and to know that okay, I'm not doing it for the sake of it. So that's putting it together. Second one is renting a hall. Renting a concert hall is not cheap. Renting a concert hall is not cheap.
Man, you are telling it as it is. Please carry on. I hope so many people who do not know how these things work.
I won't mention the venue, but the venue you've played in before, that venue you've played in before,
I think I know it exactly.
That venue is fantastic.
I've been there twice. That one that I was twice.
Yes, that venue that you are there twice. I won't mention it anymore. But that venue, before you step your leg into that venue and say, before you bring in your piano or keyboard or step in, your check must have cleared in the bank.
Oh my goodness. Oh
And
my.
what was a small money. Okay, it's majority of the costs has been coming from my family pocket. I even it got to a time my was telling me that, bros, we can't be carrying this money from the house. I'll be
And
putting it
putting it
inside.
out there. Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
You better or less.
Yeah.
This God is called you. We will uncall you now. You know.
Oh mine. Oh mine.
So it's getting the all alone is I don't want to put out figures here, but it's a substantial amount of money. And
Wow.
the all doesn't come with the instruments or the equipment I will be using.
It's
Probably
you have
the
to.
comes with the front house and the mixing
Yeah.
board. That's
Right.
the maximum.
That's it.
All the backlines needs to be provided. So
Wow.
over the years, every year I do a concert, I buy one instrument every year,
Every
minimum.
year.
Yeah.
Wow.
So equipment I bought is my drum kit. You can see that corner there.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So that was the first concert I did. I bought the drum kit and a bass amp, the big bass amp that you always see in my concert. That was the
Right.
first instrument I bought.
Oh my
Well,
goodness.
every year I keep buying them. So what happens is that every year my cost goes down.
It's reduced. Yeah. Okay. That's
So
that's
I'm
a
not
that's a good strategy.
much as I'm spending every year.
Yes, of course, of
Thank
course.
God I'm at the 12th year now, so you should know I've acquired a lot. Even
You
I don't even
fired
have.
a now
But
listen, let me jump in. Let me jump in a bit because you've shared quite a lot already that like I said, for those who have no idea how these things work, who may have always thought it's so also glamorous and also easy and also so easily how can I say accessible to us and for us when we put these things together. You've shared quite a lot. But then the bottom line is somebody will ask you, why? Like let me say it like they say in Nigeria, who sent you? I mean, why? Do you have to? Must you? Why not just let others invite you and be a guest? Why do you have to put yours together and go through all of that? And especially the last point you made that you had to use the family funds that should have gone into, I don't know, buying new wardrobe, buying new clothes for your family, going on a holiday, maybe improving your life, getting that brand new car, and then you go on and spend on something that you're not even sure you'll get a return. People may not buy tickets, people may not show up. The whole, like you said, they don't give a frying pan, whether you're a Christian or not, they want their payment up front. So why would you go through all that?
To be truthful, seriously, and I'll use this year for an example because
Okay.
this year in my mind, I have
Yeah.
cancelled the contract. I have slept in my bed. I woke my wife up. She woke me up and said, "Nee, we are not doing concert this year." And I agreed, yes, we are not. you know, you know.
Oh my
Then
goodness.
I came back a week after. I'm just digressing, and I said, "We are going to do the concert." And you know how we are going to do the concert?
Okay.
We are going to do virtual. And she was looking at me as if, this boy, there must be something wrong with
There's
you.
something.
Jokes apart. When God gives you a vision, He puts a
Right.
burden in.
Hmm.
The burden in my heart does not let me give up this concert.
Right.
There are so many times. I remember I finished the concert 1 year and I
Hmm.
was like 2,000 euros in debt after the concert. That
Wow.
is not the ones I paid are gone. And I
After
was
that 6,000 euros.
6,000 euros in debt after the concert.
Wow.
It's not that it's that 6,000 euro that I worked to or struggled and got to pay back would have done a lot of things in my life. It would have taken us maybe to an holiday or even got me a new maybe new TV or new something, the best designer clothes or the best designer watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every year
Wow.
that burden keeps coming back to me like, this is your mandate, this is your assignment. You know, if you look at my logo or my motto, it says it's showcasing gospel music in an African setting. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people might not. A lot of people say the only songs he sing is Yoruba or Pidgin or a bit of this. You know, but that is my own
Yeah.
vision that has been given.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other people can do whatever
Exactly.
and praise.
Whatever. This is
Fantastic.
you.
That is me. You know
Yes.
that we always have a misconception that okay, Jesus was brought to us from a foreign land. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but no, Jesus wasn't brought to us from a foreign land. I believe that. And the Bible even talks about that. When I can't remember on disciples that went to meet a traveling Enoch that came to Africa and brought Jesus back to Africa. That was I can't
Stephen.
remember all the yeah.
Yeah.
So Jesus has been in Africa for a very long time, and
Yeah.
apart from Jesus being in Africa for a very long time, we believe that the cradle of humanity started from Africa. So
Right.
God started creation from Africa. So in a way, people will say, "Oh yes, we have other gods we serve, we have other gifts we serve, we have other that we serve, we have other that we serve, we have other that." Yes, yes, you have other people you serve, but
Right.
there is one only true God that we all.
Just the one. Just the one. Just the
So
one.
when I got this revelation that the Americans come to Africa and present gospel music from their own culture and tradition, and we
Yeah.
embrace it so well. So
Yeah.
experience, we have Craig Franklin, all of them come, and
Of course.
Nigerians we jump up and think that God is only in America.
Mm.
But our own way that the Lord has blessed us and has
Yeah.
inspired us, given us the music to give to the world. Thank God for the likes of Sinach. Thank God for the like of Nathaniel Bassey now, and all of them
Yeah.
that now take the gospel now from Africa and taking it back, to the world.
That's right.
So that is why I stuck to that Oba Nla. Oba Nla is great king.
Yes. Oba
It's
Nla,
what
yeah.
that when you go to the concert, is an
What to
African concert.
expect. That's right.
So that's why I stuck to that genre and what God gave to me to spread across the world. I didn't waver, even with all the pressures that it's only African tunes or it's only African rhythms. Why can't you change it to become funk or whatever funk? I can play funk, I can play jazz, I can play reggae, but I
Yeah.
wasn't sent. I wasn't sent. What I was sent to do is what I am doing, and I think
That's it.
God is being glorified, you know. And one thing that has even done for me is that I've been able to even reach people that are outside the church. Like I've played so many festivals that are in the Irish
Yes.
community,
Yes.
Jolly World,
Yes.
all over Europe, different festivals with the same
That's
kind of
right.
music. And one thing I realized is that even people that don't know Christ, want to listen to the music because they know that music is nice, it's different, and
Yeah. Yes.
to the music, then the one that sends me will touch their hearts.
That's right. So with the genre, you've captured their attention already. You now
Yeah.
go on with the message to further reach into. Oh wow, yeah. In fact, let me read quickly from here. You've performed in the Ethno Funk Festival in Hungary, Ibre
Yeah.
Summerfest in Don La Hoye, Festival
Don't
of
let
World Cultures. Did I pronounce it well?
Don't Larry.
Lord Don Larry. I thought I'd get away with it. You've got the Galway Ocean Race World Festival, Africa Day celebrations in Cork. That's Cork City and Multicultural Day, St. Patrick's Annual Festival, and RTE TV Sunday service. You've performed at the Afro Gospel Festival in Germany, Gospel Africa in Germany, Mela 2017 in Belfast. You've been there, and then you've come all the way to KICC in the UK in 2010, 10 years ago, and you were a blessing to us, which was when you and I first met. Wow, it is. But you've got us taking all over the place. In fact, you were interviewed on the RT nationwide in April as part of the Oleku Band's international trip to Ega in Hungary. So, yes, just going back to it, that the genre that you present, that you have um, distinguished yourself by, and said, "This is what I am known for." You have been recognized as such. So there are no mistakes about it. There is no, we don't even know what it does. No, we know. So it's a bit of you like it or you don't like it. And I thank the Lord that, it's been more of people liking it. No, we know what he is about. And because of that, we will always go. And because, like you said, you bring value to the table. So it's value for money as well. So it's not like, oh, well, I'm just going for the same old, same old. You bring new songs, you bring new arrangement. You're in charge of the African Gospel Choir, if I could pronounce that correctly, in Ireland. The African Gospel Choir Dublin. And I've seen you guys time and again, the uniqueness that you bring there. That is amazing. And I can identify with that to a certain degree. Um, by the grace of God, I also get invited to worship places and part of a concert and all that, of concerts even. But the best compliment I've ever been paid, which I reckon I've ever been paid, was actually at a friend's worship service, which he organized a 12-hour praise and worship service. 12 hours. So he lined different worship artists or worship ministers within each hour. It might even be two in an hour, depending on their availability. And I was one of them, and went there, just led as I'd prepared and all that. And then as I came off stage, a lady came to me at the back. As I came off stage, came around the back of the building, and she pulled me to the side. She said she had been there for a few hours because I wasn't there from the beginning. And she said, and this was the best compliment. She said, "You were not necessarily better. You were different." I went, that's interesting. I said, no, you were different. The way you put it across, I was able to understand it more, better. She said some of the songs you sang, some others have sang it because, of course, you guys would most likely sing similar songs at some point.
Even with Jesus will be like, I've had like 10 of its songs. There's so much you can do in praise worship that someone won't have done or maybe done better anyway.
Indeed, indeed. I mean, listen, God, Jesus, I know God has a sense of humor. Myself and my family, we joke about this and we try to see heaven and the Godhead talking to each other as if they were Nigerians. I imagine Jesus or God the Father say, Jesus, come, come. What was the deal? They're singing that same song again. Holy Spirit, go and talk to people. Tell them they should sing another one now. We've heard this one. When we misbehave, and Jesus will say, Gabriel, Gabriel, come, come, come. This guy is a joker. Look at this guy. So anyway, but yeah, so the compliment about being different, and I think that it did something to me where I announced it, Lord, it's obvious that you've given me something that is unique in its sense, and I want to follow after that. And to anybody out there that's watching now or watch later, whatever you do, it's that uniqueness, how you do it, that you were remembered for, that will make you stand out. Yeah, it's the norm is this, that somebody always does it better. No matter how good you are, there's always somebody that's better. But what if you are very unique in your delivery? Of course, doesn't mean you should be complacent and say, "Well, this is me. I don't change." You are not God. It's only God that doesn't change. You should be able to adapt, but bring that uniqueness and not so change it and should I say trade it in for something else that seems popular or
No,
because
I'll tell you, you should always better yourself. Okay, when God gives you something, it's not, it's gonna give it to you, but it's
right,
up to you to better yourself. It's not gonna say, okay, my son, I've given you, yeah, tomorrow, wake up tomorrow and be better. No, you have to go and work on your craft and better yourself. All right.
correct. Correct, correct. I mean, years of voice training for me. I didn't always sound like this, or what I sound like. As people will say, that's really. And the funny thing is, people will say, "Wale, you're so good," but I can't hear it. I can't hear what they're hearing. Somebody, the same song, say, "Bro, anytime you come to the studio, the playback on your voice, the audio leveling, I don't need to put too much EQ in on you." I said, "Bros, that's grammar. I don't hear what you're saying." And he said, that's a good place to be because it makes you to carry on working on yourself. I said, okay, well, I know I'm not what I used to be because when I first came and I took voice training, I would sing, the man and the boy, and
No, I didn't have that accent. That accent has refused to leave my mouth. You know, when I speak, sometimes my tongue is not good.
but don't worry, your accent fits perfectly what you do. So that's what it is. I think for me, the accent that started changing from secondary school because towards the end of my year, I wanted to sound different than everybody else. So I started adapting some American accents, all that. And then, in fact, I got a slap from one teacher. I said, Kilonshia, what's the matter with you? Open your mouth and talk. So, but I had the diction and all that. So, but thankfully, voice training, years of, I mean, this is not about me, but like you said, you need to sharpen what skill God has given to you, and you notice improvement. You will improve as long as you're consistent about it. Right, we've got about 9 minutes left, so I want to shift slightly. So, when did you meet your wife, and how did you meet your wife?
This is the story everybody's waiting for.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Come on, spill the beans, man. Tell us.
I hope she's not watching. Oh, she won't go and watch again. All right.
She,
I actually I met her in Ireland, and actually I was going to when I first came to Ireland, I was going to a local church in Nice, and I was playing the piano, just minding my own business. So I wasn't looking for any
minding your own business. Okay. All right.
piano. Then I just noticed, a family walking, and this young damsel walked in with them.
That's
I
it.
wasn't doing anything. So, but after the service, the auntie came to me, the mom came to me and said, uh, my daughter, she can sing, she knows how to sing, and she plays a bit of piano as well. If you can give her a bit of lesson. I was like, okay, ma, that's not a problem. Or she can join the choir. So that's how we first met. That's how we first met. Okay,
Wow.
definitely, it's not that okay. We met and sparkles happened. It
Yeah,
was
yeah, 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 yeah.
after
So,
teaching piano lesson, I just like, this girl is fine. But that's
she
how
became a good distraction for you.
actually we were friends. We know for a very long time. Before it changed into relationship. So
Well, look, somebody's laughing. Somebody's saying, that's Timmy. Adioti say, interesting.
we're waiting to hear the story for a long time. We were waiting to hear the
All
story.
right. So you were teaching a keyboard, but then you were not focused. Instead of one particular chord, you yeah.
I was pressing Doraemon.
Doraemon, I like that. Doraemon, that's nice. And how many years you been married now?
We got married in 2008. So
Okay.
12
Oh,
years.
cool. Oh, wow. Well, congratulations. Congratulations.
2007 was the traditional. So
Okay,
we
the
say
traditional. Okay. Okay, interesting. And did you go home for that, or you did everything here?
we did everything in Ireland. Yeah, we did
Okay.
everything here.
All right, cool. Oh, man, you guys were saved the palaver that usually happens back then when people go from overseas home. It's
But one funny thing is that she lived in my street for many years, and we never met.
no.
We never met in back home.
Oh my goodness.
We met, and I didn't even notice that she.
Oh my goodness. Look at that. So the meets that did not happen in Nigeria it happened in Ireland.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting. If only one could see into the future and see some things that will happen, like what who would have thought? It's true. It's highly likely that you've brushed past each other or you just managed, but wow, that's interesting. That is interesting. Oh my. So you now do music together, um, because she is a major force behind what you do right now, behind your music. She's one of the, I think she even coordinates the choir on your behalf.
It is
And
the choir director of African Gospel Choir. Yes.
wow, oh my goodness. So it's a very musical family, I know, because I've seen, I've heard your daughter sing. I know she's a brilliant singer. She even went on, was it X Factor Island?
Yeah, it's yeah, something like that in Ireland. Yeah,
Or
TG
Got
family,
Talent?
something like that.
Right, right, right. Oh wow, that's interesting. And then what about your son? Does he play? Does he sing? No, no, actually, I know you, oh my goodness, your church. I came to your church last time you invited, and I was bowled over. At the age of, I think it was me, I think 11, 12. He already knows how to mix on the sound mixer. He already knows how to handle the lighting and all that. You guys are training them. Is he musical as well?
He plays a bit of drum, but please God, deliver him from PS5 or PS4. We need to pray that prayer into his life. We need to pray deliverance into his life. That God, please deliver him from this.
Ah. Hey, you never know. Just like you took your dad's anointing as a sculptor and extracted the musical side of it, he might just take your music and go and become artistic in that. In he might be the next inventor of the best. You never know version of.
No,
Um,
if man knows the future, maybe they would have sent me to music school. So,
they
but
probably would have. If I knew the future, I would have just gone straight to music school and all that. But it's all part of life. It's I think it's most important is that when God places in our hearts that this is a direction, like you rightly put it, a burden that this is a direction I'd like you to go. If we now, after hearing it, to still not follow through, that would be the failure of it. That would be the greatest or the greater regret, if any regret. I can't see any part of my life was a regret in all along. So, how did you guys manage the lockdown, your lockdown? How did you so how did you carry on without being able to go out and minister music and songs? How did you manage to carry on?
um, firstly, we will thank God for wisdom because wisdom is the principal thing. So we thank God for
Yeah,
that. For us to be able to coordinate the choir and still get the choir alive, we started having Zoom calls and Zoom rehearsals. We were not really, rehearsing, but we're talking,
right.
find the word, then we can give songs for them to go listen to. Then we came across, we'll be one of the first people that did this, virtual choir.
Virtual
Yeah,
choir. I saw it and I thought brilliant. I saw it.
yeah, we would have been one of the first to do that. So, like, okay, we're sitting in the house, but people need to listen to something to be blessed. So we all
Right,
sang, everybody with their phone and earpiece. That was
right,
not
right, right.
done yeah or anything. That
In the
came from the
studio. Yeah,
and they sent it to me. I did the editing. I put
yeah,
it together. We put it
yeah.
out. So we've done a few. I think we've done like three of that.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
When the lockdown was eased a bit, definitely yes, we haven't been going out to minister because you couldn't go out to minister anywhere.
Right, right.
So when the lockdown was eased a bit, we were able to meet, and also I
Okay.
was able to meet with my team as well, with my band
Right.
as well, and I did a
Of
bit of
course.
rehearsal
Yeah.
before we entered the second lockdown. But we thank God that we were able to rehearse the concert and get the concert ready, before the second lockdown was just
Lockdown
about.
to come in. Wow. Well, I gotta say, well done to you. It was a step of faith, and I'm sure it's paid off, even if it hasn't paid off financially. It's paid off because it's a dogged determination to carry on with something that you've always the Lord's placed on your heart, and you refuse to give into circumstance. The face of
The truth you find you might not get the money, but you get something else. You get fulfillment, you get joy, you get happiness. Life is not all about money. Money is
that's
a
correct.
leg out. It's not all about money. And one thing I'll say it here tonight is I know it's almost up to time. God has raised helpers over the years as well. When you
Wow.
think, oh, that's my last job and I don't have anything more, someone will just come and
Wow.
just say, "I'm going to bless you with this," or "I'm going to drop you a seed," and that's
Yes.
it. God always
Yes.
makes for me.
That's
So.
right. God meets us at our level of faith, and wow, that's a lot that you said in there. I mean, I wish there was more time. I've been reining it back because there's so much I would love to follow through with the things you've said. But I want to say big thank you. personally, I want to thank you. You know, I can't thank you enough for the number of times that you've brought me over there, and I think people know me more based because of you. But yeah, for real, I knew a couple of people and
Always
all
been
that.
a blessing, and you know that anytime you come, there's always, oh, when are you bringing Brawley back? It's been a blessing. I personally,
Wow,
and personally to myself as well.
wow,
God has in many ways that you can't even imagine. And there's something unique about you, as someone said earlier, that
wow.
it, and we thank God for the grace.
Amen.
So
Praise God.
we'll bring you
No,
back.
no problem. And by the grace of God, I think, it's been an idea in my head, which I will share with you later, but it's to organize something together over there where I bring my full band because I know, with the best you've been able to do, you've brought my band as many as much as you could, but where I'll bring my full band and it will be kind of like Afro beats meets one certain Wole Awolola, something like that. But
With God, we can do all things, and
I
that
can do
thing
all things.
that's very possible. That is very, very possible.
Definitely, yeah. Oh, lovely. But I want to say big thank you for coming on and uh choosing to even speak to us, share your life story, and let us know a bit more. And it's great to see that you are waxing on and going on in what God has called you to do in a unique genre and format that you have, that you present the gospel in. And I pray that God will continue to strengthen you and increase the work of your hands and bless it. Please again extend my love to your family. Tell your wife I said a big, I hope she's watching. If she's not watching, please tell her I said big thank you always. And your children that I'm kind of following after what they're doing. They don't know, but Uncle is watching. And to everyone else that I stayed on, I want to say big thank you. Next week we'll have another guest and we'll have an interesting discussion. But for today, it's been great speaking with my dear brother and friend Adeniyi Allen-Taylor. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Have a lovely evening. Okay. All right. God bless you. Okay. Bye bye.